Hi, I am Michael. This is Queen Express Yourself. So I'm just going to get right into the video. This video I am making to raise awareness and prevention of HIV and AIDS. This video is not meant to offend anyone that does have HIV or AIDS. I'm not going to say anything offensive anyways, but it's not meant to offend anyone, anything that I say. I am going to be using the term HIV and AIDS interchangeably in the video. I am educated on the difference between HIV and AIDS, the virus and the disease, but I'm going to just kind of be mushing the words together. Like I said, I'm not here to offend anyone. My father died of AIDS when I was 13. On the day of my 13th birthday, my father's case manager called my mom and told her that the doctor did not expect him to live very long, and that he wanted to see me and that we should kind of get down there as soon as we can, because it could be any day now. So we went down there. My father lived 2 hours away. And it's crazy because I was 13 at the time, but now that I'm 30 now, I remember that it was, even though my mom was in the room, my dad's brother, my uncle, and I believe his wife and some other people may have been in the room. Like, the doctor pulled us into a room into the hospital, and I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it was just me and the doctor in the room. Now that I'm older, I was 13 years old. I probably should not have been in the room at the time, but whatever. But I remember the doctor taking us into the room and saying that it will not be long. My father, he was on a ventilator. He was not breathing for himself on his own. The machine was breathing for him. And just remember the doctor saying that, okay, he showed us pictures of my father's lungs. My father's lungs, only a low percent, I don't remember the exact percentage, but only a low percentage of my father's lungs were working at the time. And the doctor was basically saying that had my father not had AIDS, the body would be able to recover itself, because AIDS fights off the white blood cells, your fighting cells in your body. That he would be able to recover if he was a healthy person, but because of the disease, they basically couldn't do anything because the AIDS had taken over his body at this point. And so, to sit there and to remember that and recall that conversation, it was bad. And then I believe a couple of days later, my father did pass away of AIDS. So I am just now finding out last week from my mother that my father was diagnosed with HIV in the 80s. Mind you, I was born in 1994. I am 30 years old. In the 80s is when AIDS was first discovered, and it wasn't even called AIDS. It was a different acronym, and the acronym basically stood for gay disease, until they found more research. But I'm not here to really educate on AIDS. I'm not. Just to raise awareness and prevention, and to let everyone know that HIV and AIDS is real. It's real. You know what I mean? It's real. I feel like a lot of people believe that they can't get it, or it's hard to get, or that it's a gay man's disease, or that you can only get it through sharing needles, and if they're not on drugs, they can't get it. They're less likely to get it. This is all true. It can't, but you can still be infected. Don't trust anyone. You know what I mean? So going back to my mom, like I said, my dad had HIV in the 80s. I was born in 1994. And I just found out through a conversation with my mom last week that she did not find out that my dad had AIDS at the time until 1996. I was born in 1994 again. So my mom, I asked her to do a video with me, but my mom, she's not gonna get on the video and do that. So when we were driving one day last week, I kind of was asking her some questions, so she doesn't know that I was recording her. So I'm gonna play a clip from my mom, that the discussion that we had in the car. So it's gonna be kind of a lot of background noises and a lot of side bars because she didn't know that I was recording her. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. When did you find out? You know my dad had AIDS?
No.
No, you didn't know.
No.
So when did you find out?
Like he said, he told me, we talked. He said, it's God. He's in heaven.
I know, but how did you find out that he had AIDS?
It's that place, the health department.
The health department told you?
Yeah. He was in the hospital. And I went up to the hospital.
So that's when he found out? Or he had already knew?
He already knew.
Well, when did he know?
Like he said, he knew back in the 80s.
When AIDS first came out?
Yeah, he was shooting up and all. Yeah, well, I don't know what
That's what Jaquetta was telling me. So he knew he had AIDS, but you didn't know. Is that her name? Yeah, Jaquetta. So he knew he had.
Daddy.
No, I'm asking you. No, that's what Jaquetta was telling me. So he knew he had AIDS, but you didn't know he had AIDS?
Understand, will.
No, I'm just trying to understand.
I know, keep your hand on the scale.
I never really understood. I never knew or thought about it. I was thinking about it. So he knew he had AIDS, and so he was just spreading it freely?
He wasn't
spreading it. So he knew back in the 80s that he had AIDS. But when did you find out?
He had HIV. He was shooting up and they was good. You know what drugs makes you do, things that.
Yeah, I know. That's what Jaquetta told me. So when did you find out that he had HIV or AIDS?
I told you. 96.
You didn't find out till 96.
Well, when
I was born in 94.
Betty told me. No.
So, but he had it since the 80s, though. But you didn't find out till 96, or he got it in the 80s, but you didn't find out.
HIV.
So, but he knew.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
Roll the window down.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make that's crazy.
Betty told me.
Betty is my dad's sister.
Charlotte.
When?
In 90. I was in 94.
They told you in 94.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born?
But they checked for that. They
So then after you found out, What did you do?
Well, I already had the test.
But did you have to go get? Did you go get additional testing?
Oh, what's that winter? They already.
But did you get additional testing after you knew?
You get they test you while you're pregnant.
But was he taking his medicine?
I didn't know what he was on. No, right here.
Oh, so you don't know if he was taking his medicine? Because that could be the reason why we didn't get it, because he was taking his meds.
No,
because they say as long as you're taking your medicine, you can be undetectable. But that's HIV though. But did he at that time in '94? Did he still have HIV or was it AIDS by then?
I don't know.
Oh, baby honey, you didn't know nothing.
No, I don't know what he had by that
oh,
time.
Baby honey, you talk about me.
I didn't know what he had by that time, but I was. They test you while you.
So I had to get tested too. After I was born, did I have to get tested?
No, because I didn't have it. They test.
So that really was God.
They test you when you're pregnant.
So he was knowing. So he knew he had AIDS or HIV, so he was just spreading it.
And like no, I don't know what he was doing, but we was together.
So that was a clip from my mom. So I didn't just find out that. I knew that when my mother was pregnant with me, or before she had me, that my dad had already had AIDS or HIV. But I was under the impression that I just assumed. I never really asked my mom. So I knew that when I was born, or when my mom was in a relationship with my father, that he had HIV or AIDS. I knew that. I was aware of that, and that we didn't get it. My mom had told me all my life, even as a kid, that, and she would kind of talk to me about AIDS and stuff, which I really never understood what it really was. I just knew that it was something bad, which is why I have educated myself on HIV and AIDS now. But my mom would always tell me as a kid, you know, God blessed us, like we're blessed, like God kept us from getting AIDS or HIV. But like I said, I was under the impression that my dad didn't know that he had it. So, like, that he had it since the 80s, and that, well, I wouldn't say I didn't know he had it since the 80s, but that he had it when him and my mom were together, that he had it. And when I was born, he had it. So I'm just now finding out last week that my dad knew that he had HIV in the 80s, but he never told my mom. My mom didn't find out. In the video, she says 94, then she changed it to 96. Later, I have another video, which I'm not going to play. I got more clarification on that she found out in 96, and the health department called her, because the health department does have to let you know that my father, and she said she don't even know if it was HIV or AIDS at the time, or when they were together, if it was HIV or AIDS at the time. And then she also said she heard it from, in the video, as you can hear, from Betty, which is my Aunt Betty, which is my dad's sister, and Charlotte, which is his niece, my cousin. So that's crazy. That's scary. Like, so my dad knew he had this disease, and he didn't tell you, and you got pregnant, and you had me, and thank God we didn't get it. But like, that could have been, you know what I mean? Like, that's not right, you know, to not disclose that to someone. And that also shows how people of the world can be. I've seen several TikTok videos from that's mainly how people have gotten it, because the person, a lot of people, they know their status, they know they're HIV positive or have AIDS, and they purposely infect someone with the disease. And I mean, and it's, as long as you're taking your medications and everything, you can be undetectable, and it's hard for it to be passed around. There was also one case that I seen on Facebook. He was young. He was very young, like 19, and he was born with it. He got it from his mother. So his aunt said that because his mother had passive AIDS, then his aunt said that he went into like a mental state where he just stopped taking his meds, and he felt angry about the disease, so he started spreading it around to everyone. And one of the girls found out by she wanted to try to donate blood, and she found out that she has AIDS or HIV. And that young man that like spread it, it's kind of like, I get why you would feel that way, because you weren't even given a chance, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm raising awareness, like, this is real. Like, HIV and AIDS is real. Like, a lot of people believe that it's only like I said, a gay disease, or if you're not shooting up needles, sharing needles. Men can give it to women, women can give it to men. It's not just if you're messing around with men. It's not. Like, it's real. Like, AIDS, HIV, it's real. Like, it's real. Yes, it's very real. I'm just wanting to raise awareness and give some testimonies. Everyone, go get tested. Go get tested. Because you never know. And even though growing up, like, I knew what AIDS was, my father dying at the age of 13, I wasn't as cautious as I should have been, knowing that AIDS is real. And when I say that, I mean as in, you were their partner or boyfriend, no matter how long you've been with them, before y'all engage in sexual activities, hey, let's both go get tested. And if they would have denied it or something like that, could have left them, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, go get tested. There is actually a website that offers free HIV at-home test. This is the website right here. It is called together.takemehome.org. Free. I know y'all see that, free. It's a free oral quick test. I actually ordered myself just to see what the process would be. I got it in a few days. It wasn't even a full week when I ordered it. It comes in this package. Probably barely see, but the packaging is very discreet. It came with 2 tests, so for you and your partner, 2 tests. You can barely see, but sorry, the sun. Oral quick HIV self-test. Probably better if I just leave it back here. Results in just 20 minutes. It's an oral swab, a single test. It says this test can detect HIV infection if used 3 months after a risk event. Get tested. This is free. If you don't have the money or you don't have insurance for a provider, this is free, which you should, because even though this is just for HIV, this is just the HIV self-test. This does not cover herpes. Herpes is at an all-time high right now. All the other diseases that you can get, whether they're curable or not, get tested. Get a PCP, a primary care physician, and go get your annual checkups. Not even just for STDs, for other things as cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. These are all the leading causes of death in America today. Just be safe. Like I said, I'm preaching this, but I have not always, like I said, I've always been cautious, but I have not been as cautious as I should have been, as far as, hey, let's go get tested before we do anything. Especially nowadays, I don't know, like, I feel like nowadays it's more, oh, my roster, or my sneaky link, my side piece, my little whoop-de-woo and all that. And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And I was been young too. And in fact, when I was in college, what I used to do is it's funny, but like when I was in college and I was going partying in my party days, and like I was being lusted after, or God just look at me, and then sometimes I'd be like, fun fact, did you know that my dad died of AIDS when I was 13? Whoa, hold up, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, I used to do, that's how I used to raise awareness in my party days, when I felt like I was just being lusted after. But yes, like I said, this is just to raise awareness. Like I said, my father died at the age of 13, so I know AIDS and HIV is real. I kind of want to let y'all know that HIV and AIDS is real. And I was like, this is what my mom has always told me, like, we were supposed to get it. Like, we were supposed to get it. Like you heard in the video, my mom, she didn't even know he had it, but she didn't even know if he was, never till this day, she didn't know if he was taking his meds. Like, she didn't know anything about what was going on or how he was maintaining his disease. So just be careful out here. And even still, like, if you have it, then you have kids and you transfer it over to them, like the boy who was spreading it around, just because he didn't have a chance. Like, he didn't have a choice. Like, he didn't have a choice whether to prevent himself from getting it. But I'm not saying what he was doing was right, but it's kind of like, man, that has to be tough, you know? That could have been me. So yeah, just get tested. I mean, I've had to grow up without a father since the age of 13, so of course that brings daddy issues. And that's going to be another story for another day. Like I said, my name is Michael. Thank y'all for listening. If y'all have listened this long, this is Queen Express Yourself. I am going to create this platform, and I would love to bring other women on this platform if you would like to discuss this matter, HIV, AIDS, or any other transmitted disease, or, you know, your encounter, any interactions that you may have had with an STD with a partner or someone that you trusted. But I want to create this platform for women, for all women, especially women of color, to kind of express themselves. I feel like as women, we're not able to express ourselves and express how stuff makes us feel, made us feel. Like I said, especially women of color, we get taught we're angry, mad, things like that. So in the future, you can expect to hear, you will see more of me, and you can expect to hear topics regarding daddy issues. I haven't had, my father passed away when I was 13. I'm 30 now. Those years was pertinent years of my life to have that father figure in my life, and I didn't. So that has created daddy issues for me, relationship issues, single mom, like just a lot of things, politics, whatever you want to discuss, or however you want to express yourself. Please, if you want to reach out to me, I will be placing the link to order these tests in the description. Please go get tested. Establish a relationship with a primary care physician. Go get your checkup every year. And like I said, not just for any STDs, go get blood work. Then you go to the doctor for your annual checkup, a lot of insurances, it's free to get your blood work and your lab work. If your doctor doesn't recommend it, request it, because like I said, a lot of insurance cover it. Get blood drawn. That way they can test for several things, and you can prevent several things in your body before it happens. Go to the doctor every year. I go to the doctor every year. And that's another thing, another point. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on at this point, but that's another thing. Make sure you're with a partner that goes to the doctor regularly, at least once a year. If they're healthy, make sure they go to the doctor once a year for all testing, just to get a checkup. And I remember I was with a partner like I said, I've been going to the doctor every year. My mom has always taken me to the doctor. So as an adult, like I have continued to do that myself. And I was dating this one guy, and he was like, "Why, you went to the doctor again? Didn't you just go to the doctor like last year?" I'm like, "Yeah, I go to the doctor every year." This guy only went to the doctor, or only believed that you only had to go to the doctor if there was something wrong. If the person that you're dealing with doesn't have a primary care physician or a clinic that they go to regularly, not regularly, like once a year, annually, once a year at least, just for a regular routine checkup, speaking from experience, that is a red flag. That's a red flag. And they're questioning why you're going to the doctor just for your checkup. And like I said, every year I go to the doctor, even though now, like, and I have not used these tests or taken these tests because I am not, I'm abstinent, so I'm not doing anything. And I know that the last time that I did go to the doctor, I haven't had any intercourse to be positive. So that's why those tests are not used. But I definitely encourage you to get these tests, start with this, and then get health insurance, establish care with a primary care physician, and go to the doctor, get tested, go with your partner, go, like, make this a couples thing, like couple goals. We have a lot of couple goals about other stuff, but this needs to definitely be a couples goals, and not just, it needs to be, because not just with STDs, you have mental health issues that people, just a lot of different things that would eliminate a lot if you would have just done that. And I'm not gonna sit here, I'm preaching this, but have I ever done this? I've been I go to the doctor annually for myself. I know I'm good, I know I'm clean, you know what I mean? But I don't know if he is. And that's also been my motto, like, oh, I know I'm good, okay, but I'm not 100% sure if that person's good, so have enough respect for yourself to, like, kind of be like, no, let's go do this real quick, or let's take this test real quick. And there's other at-home testing too, just to kind of like, and then if they feel some type of way, or they're like, no, I'm not doing that, flag to the left. But thank y'all for listening. If y'all have listened this long, you can expect to hear more from me with these videos. God has been telling me to do these videos for a while, because I have testimonies. This is just one of many testimonies and things that God has brought me through, and I'm ready. Like, I'm here, God. Like, I'm ready to tell my story. So hit me up if y'all have any questions, or if y'all want to do a video with me about any of the topics that I discussed. And thank y'all for listening. Have a great day.